Hi, I'm Layla. I have to do this kind of talking low because I'm currently in my family's house and they don't know that I'm pregnant. I'm 15 weeks currently. But I just wanted to do a quick Q&A real quick. So, the first question, well, it doesn't count, but you may be wondering, why don't they know that I'm 15 weeks? Well, they're not gonna know. They're not gonna know until it's obvious that I am pregnant, that I'm showing. I'm pregnant with twins, so it's very possible I will show soon. And then also, they could just think I'm gaining weight back because for the longest time I was on keto, and for sure that's the best diet I've ever done. The most energy I've ever had, never felt hungry. Now the first week to 2 weeks, 2 weeks maximum, I did feel sick, deadly sick. And then after that, they still call it the keto flu. But anyway, so I think if they notice that I've been gaining weight, because I gained 4 pounds, then lost 10 pounds when I was around 11 to 12 weeks, because I never got sick. Well, I never got sick. That's one of the questions about nausea. I never got sick until around exactly at 11 weeks. I threw up 4 times in a row. The next day I threw up 3 times in a row. Then I just never got nauseous again. Now, I want this to be as positive as possible and as trauma free as possible, so that's why they don't know, and they will not know until I end up had to make sure nothing important was on the side, until I end up giving birth, maybe the day of, maybe a day after, maybe 3 days after, to be honest. So question 1, what were we trying? These babies, long story short, these babies were planned down to the day. Now, we're broke. We're completely broke basically right now. All our money goes to gas, like our truck, like the fuel to our truck. Just had to clarify that. Now, I was supposed to be done with school May 20th to be exact. The babies were started to get planned. The We'll Talk of babies started happening then in March. And I wanted to wait until September, but we ultimately decided to go ahead and do that because I was going to be done with school and immediately had a job lined up and that kind of stuff. And so I would have made tons of money, but I wanted to wait until September for so many reasons, so many personal reasons also. But that way we can be financially stable, like more than stable. We'd have money even left over. So long story short, yes, they were planned down to the day. Question 2 was about nausea. I've never felt sick besides week 11. Got sick for like 2 days. The first around week 5, I just didn't have any energy. No matter what I did, and I was like, this is because I'm not eating that many vegetables as I was before, because like I said, I was originally doing keto and I had tons of vegetables. And then there was a whole thing with money, so there was like groceries were a little iffy a lot of this time. I know that sounds really bad, but that's just to be truthful. The first couple of weeks though, I just felt tons of pressure, pelvic pressure, to the point I was concerned to the point I almost went to the hospital because I was like, no one. I have currently 11 nieces and nephews. One of them isn't biologically my niece. She's my great niece's sister, half sister. She's not related to us, but her sister, I say she's my niece. Yes, I have a great niece. I became an aunt at 4. Yeah, right after I turned 4. A month after I turned 4, actually. Became an aunt. Then my nephew ended up having a baby. He was adult, but he was a young adult. Anyway. Question 3. Sorry. Birth plan. Oh, if I had it my way. I know there's ones, but like, if I had it my way, 100% home birth. Now, I say if I had it my way, we haven't talked about exactly how the babies are going to be born, and like with my doctors, because I guess it's like too early on. I'm supposed to see a specialist the 14th of August. Now, this is just me personally, but I think because I'm fat, I'm clearly fat. That's just me. But I think I'm going to be forced to have a C-section. I'm dreading that because I either want a home birth with twins, or I want to deliver them vaginally. I do not want a C-section. I have nothing against people who've had C-sections by any means, but me personally, I'm just terrified because of personal reasons. Again, there was an incident that happened with my oldest sister after she had her second C-section. She's had 3 total, and I couldn't imagine. I refuse to imagine until that conversation comes up where they're like, oh, guess what? You're gonna have to have a C-section. Let's see. The next question, someone asked about pre-test symptoms. Lots of pressure. There was like 2 days where like I would lay down on my stomach, and I don't know if I can say nipples on YouTube, but was way too sensitive when I would lay down. It felt really painful. I mean, I guess I could. It's a part of your body, but obviously there's certain things you can't say. Okay, next question. Are we finding out the genders, or do we know the genders? We're not gonna find out. We do not know the genders or gender. Well, there's 2, so I guess it would be still, either way, it would be genders. Now, I've been having dreams of them being both boys, which I've always had a feeling that I will have a son. But then, like, the last 4 dreams I've been having a lot of dreams. There's been a boy and a girl. And it goes back and forth whether the first one's a boy, the second, that's my dog, George. He's barking because my other dog, Milo, is either in a chair or he's probably in a chair. And then he doesn't have room to jump up there. Next question, weight gain. I gained 4 pounds, then I lost 10 pounds, and right now I'm just maintaining weight. Next question, due date. My due date has been changed 3 times. First they said January 13th, or maybe more times. They said January 13th, January 7th, January 16th, January 13th. And then they're like, so then I called, I was like, what is the due date? And they're so, well, baby B is measuring 3 days behind, so we're going to go with the 13th of January. The 7th, 13th, and the 16th are, in my opinion, really far off. But because I know exactly the day how they were conceived, I know when they're going to be due. When they're going to be born, I don't know. Probably in December. I'm hoping to God not in October, because that's when they're like around 28 weeks. I want them to stay in as long as possible. Next question. What do we think they are? He thinks that there's at least one boy, and then he said something about how he hopes there's a girl, so then our daughter can have a sister. I personally think they're both boys. Me personally, I think they're both boys. Even though I've been having dreams about two boys and it goes back and forth between a boy and a girl, I just have this gut feeling that they're both boys. Let's see. Last question. What am I most excited for? I've always wanted to be a mom. Whether that was by adoption, biological, whatever the case may or may not be. I always thought that I was going to adopt. There's still plenty of time to adopt, and hopefully that does still happen, because I want to adopt so bad. Anyway, I'm most excited for having two people now, just to love unconditionally, to just be a mom. I'm ready for all the things. I'm ready for the sick days, the hard days, the long days, the fun days. I'm ready to be a mom. I don't know if that answers your question or not, but anyway, I hope that was not too long, and thank you for watching.